I designed a wreath of flowers and leaves to embellish this fourth block. I started with appliquing the heart-shaped leaves with 1 strand double of Moulinet 580. Start at the point of the leaf, do the stem stitch with rather long stitches on the long edges and make them shorter to manage around the curves here. Then do the vein and mirror stitch on the other side down. The pink flowers are appliqued with 1 strand double of Moulinet 335. Do the little scratch-like stitches on the small part of the petal. On the sides, the stitches develop into stem stitch. The dentate leaves are appliqued with 1 strand of each green 580 and 367. As usual, start at the point, work one side towards the stalk, do the vein upwards, then the other side and the secondary veins. The purple flowers are appliqued with Moulinet 552 and 718, 1 strand of each. Work small scratch-like stitches on the outer edges, and then here they develop into stem stitch to separate the stuffed petals. The cluster leaves are appliqued with 1 strand double of Moulinet 3047. Start at the point with those little scratch-like stitches again and stem stitch on the sides. Before stuffing, you'll also embroider the main stems with Pearly 5 869 using a chain stitch backstitched in the loops with 3 strands double of Moulinet Rust 919. You do both branches, stopping at those 2 pink flowers. And now I'll show you how to chain stitch. Come up on the line, form a loop, go down as close as possible to where you came up, emerge the needle about 1/4 inch further on the line, the needle tip over the thread. Pull the thread, hold it under your thumb, which I'm not doing here, and go down into the loop to form the next stitch. Anchor the stitch when you're done. Then take the needle, thread it with the Moulinet Color Rust 191 and come up into the first loop. Go down in the middle of the second loop. This will be your first stitch. Then emerge in the third loop and work back stitches, always entering and emerging in the middle of the loops. Continue the main branches with a stem stitch using 2 strands of Moulinet Green 3051 and 1 of Rust 919. Use double, so you work with 6 strands. Start here, work to the end, and here also to the end. And with the same needle, you'll do the leaf stalks of the heart-shaped and dentate leaves. The heart of the pink flower is embroidered with spiderweb and backstitch using Pearly 5 color 3046. I explained this stitch in the video of the second block, so if you do not remember how to stitch this backstitch spiderweb, have a look at this video. Then you'll embroider French knots all around the small patchwork block using Pearly 5 pink 3687, turning the thread twice around the needle. These are not so close to one another. To give you an idea, there are about 8 stitches along the square and 10-11 stitches along the diagonal. You'll also work small running stitches with Moulinet 3760. You do them along the diagonals and about 1/16 inch of the edges. You'll use these running stitches to stuff the block. When these embroideries are done, you can proceed to stuff the flowers, leaves, and the triangles in the 5 turquoise blue squares. Do not stuff the heart of the purple flowers. I stitched a circle in the center and stuffed the petals only. Let's now embellish the block. The green leaves are embroidered with singles fly stitches using Moulinet 4124 and 3051, one strand of each. Start with straight and back stitches along the vein, working from the stock to the point. And after that, you'll do the secondary veins. These are single fly stitches. So come out left, go down right, and you see the straight stitch that hold those stitches in place are directed towards the stalk. And here I've done this stitch in 2 steps. Now I'll do the other side. I come out and make the second single fly stitch, and all these stitches are directed towards the stalk. So they're quite large. Here's some place left to make a smaller one. And then I go back to the other side. So here there's not much place left, so I just do straight stitches. I add another one on this side, and the leaf is finished. And as usual, I stop the thread on the back with 2 small back stitches. The pink flower. Add about 5 straight stitches on the petals using yellow color 444 and 1 and 725, one strand of each. You change the length of the stitches and also add black stitches with black thread used double. So you come out in the petal and work towards the center between the yellow stitches. So you add maybe 2 or 3 stitches at the most on each petal between the yellow stitches. And you work always towards the center of the flowers. Then, do the calyx of the cluster flowers. Use Moulinet 580 and 367, one strand of each. Use double, so you work with 4 strands. Join the flower to the stem with a split back stitch. You go down with the needle into the previous stitch. I have already worked on the calyx, so the idea is come up with the needle in the petal and stitch towards the stalk, always into the same point. Work about 5 to 6 stitches per petal. and you must vary the stitch length. This is very important. Then, using one strand double of Moulinet 718, you add straight stitches that go between the green ones that you just stitched. The movement's the same. Come out in the petal and work into the green stitches. And finally, using Moulinet 444, one strand double, add some yellow stitches on the upper edge of the petal. These stitches come between the applique stitches. There are 1, 2, 3 stitches on the top and a couple on the sides, and that's sufficient. Then do the heart of the purple flower. Draw a circle. In the yellow fabric, the diameter is 1 inch 3/8. Cut, leaving a small seam allowance about 1/8 inch. I used Clover Hero marker to mark the drawn line. This will help you greatly to fold the seam allowance. Then, with a strong thread, quilting threads, okay, make small gather stitches all around. And as for the pom-pom, I double the first stitch, being careful not to catch the threads. Then gather, pull the threads, make a knot, and shape the fabric to get something nice. When you're happy with the result, you can fix it on the purple flower. Thread the tangling threads into a large-eyed needle and insert the needle to the back of the fabric. Attach on the back. Then, with 4 strands double of Moulinet 310, you stitch a very big French knot in the middle of this yellow heart. Come up, turn the thread twice around the needle, go down, pull the thread gently, and attach the threads on the back. Then, using Moulinet Black and Cream 3047, one strand of each, you'll embroider straight stitches all around the yellow center. Change the length of the stitches. Also change the direction, this very slightly. And you make the stitches all around, long, short. This is what it looks like finished. At last, you'll do the little branches in the background. Use Moulinet Black and Brown 801, one strand of each. Start at the point of the branch to form the base of the French knots. You'll work 3 single fly stitches about the same size. See how they joined, and then you add a 4th stitch slightly smaller so that it looks more realistic. I repeat. 1 fly stitch, come out left, go down right, come up again in the middle, straight stitch, second fly stitch, join those fly stitches by entering the same hole, work the third fly stitch, and now place a fourth slightly shifted. They're all joined, and then you work the stem with a mix of back and running stitch. And now you add French knots at the point of the fly stitch. You have the choice. Use either 4 strands or 2 strands double of moulinet 4124. I chose to use 2 strands so that the color shades off. If you use 2 strands double, you'll get a variegated look. Both will look very nice. Turn the thread only once around the needle, and when all the knots are done, the block is finished. See you soon for the 5th part.